Hello there, it's me, Sari here again, and today I thought I'd show you what I'm working on right now. I'm sure you remember me showing you this album before. This one is called a piano hinge binding, and I made it pretty simple with just some black pages, the string running through there, a beautiful binding thing there, and then I had to glue these pages together. And then I had that beautiful binding and the string there, yeah, once more. And this one goes on. You could actually make this as thick as you want to. So I decided I would try a different thing out. I made a couple of these pages. I have the same measurements for the depth or the height of the spine, but in this case I sort of weaved them together, and using string again. I'm sure it's a bit difficult to explain because I haven't got any free ones here, but let's see, perhaps I can explain it better with this one. You could decide on how far apart you want these hinges to be. I think that I have used, in this case I have used an inch, every bit is an inch here, but in this case I have made them differently. But let's say, just for demonstrative purposes, in order to just weave this book together without any tape or anything between the pages, you could do it like this. You make your marks and then you cut them, and just to make it a little bit easier to put the thread through, you could actually cut them at an angle, so you can cut off a half a triangle on each and every one. So in this case it's easier to just put your skewer through, or your string or whatever you want. So when you're going to put the pen or whatever you want to put in through, you're going to fold every second down, and you're going to leave them unthreaded, and then you're going to take the first one here and the second piece of the book there. And in this case you have to make sure that you fold every second in the other direction as well. So all in all you're just taking every second of these booklet pages here, and in this case you're actually binding this book together. Having done so with all of them, you're ending up with just something left here, a couple of these empty on both this side and on that side. All you have to do really is just to take another string, just put them through those empty ones on both the bottom and the top piece. And what I did here, I just tie them together 3 by 3, and this is it. And if you would like to make this book even thicker, or have the possibility of having thicker things in your book, you could make this one a little bit wider. In this case, this one is, I think, a half an inch wide, and it has got 3 scored lines like so. But if you want to, you could actually make it perhaps an inch totally, depending on what you want to put in your book. So are you ready to see what I've got in my book? I haven't finished this yet, so it's still a work in progress. I was so inspired after having made this surprise pop-up card, so I thought that I would make an interactive book with the special card folds that I like. And in this case I have just used these stamps from Kaisercraft. I do like these stamps. They have themes of Christmas, happy birthday, and even just generic life statements, and I like that a lot. And I have kept it really simple, using craft paper because I wanted to tie it together with the strings and everything. And just to give this front and back a little bit more sturdiness, I used a piece of corrugated cardboard that I had lying around, glued it down there, and that actually give this book a little bit more sturdiness, and I think that is going to be what it needs. So here is that surprise pop-up card, and there is a tutorial for that, both in English and Swedish. And the next thing is that beautiful 3D pop-up box card. And I wanted to put that one in my book as well, even though it is going to give the book some bulk. And I went ahead using some papers from Tim Holtz's Apothecary line, I think it's called. And I used a stamp that says true friendship is seen through the heart, not through the eyes. And I put a die cut, or I punched out a heart there. And I had a piece of pattern paper that I thought actually went really well with this theme here. I put a cogwheel here as well, and then I had a die cut label that I've just used a little piece here, and then I used the leftover piece up here. So I actually made use of that one. So I've got a tutorial for this one as well. It's a pop-up box card or something like that, I call it. And here, this is how far I've come actually. Here I've got a simple card. I put a flap here so it will be easier to open, and I did fasten these things with a magnet on both this side and underneath here. So I can actually keep it together closed, and it's easy to open just by using your finger like this. I have used a stamp here also that I have actually divided. Friendship isn't a big thing, it's a million little things. And in the background I've actually put some white crackle paint or picket fence perhaps, and let it crackle. And this is a picture wheel die cut that I have from Tim Holtz's and Sizzix's Biggs die. And in here I have used a sort of a 3D thingy. Let's see if I can find a proper name for it. It is also a Biggs die. It's called Scallop Circle 3D Pop-Up, and it's Karen Burniston that has made that one as well. And I just wanted to make it really nice looking with those cogwheels and everything there. But this one is a really useful die, I think. And I made it in the same colour as the background paper because I didn't want that one to point out even more. I wanted the cogwheels to speak for themselves. And there is a stamp that I've also divided. Friends are special treasures of the heart. Of course I could have had hearts here, but I'm a cogwheel girl, you know, so I had to go for cogwheels. And talking about cogwheels, I wanted to remake my telescoping card, and I did so using Tim Holtz's clock die and Spellbinder's cogwheel die, and this is a die from Sizzix from my Thinlits set like this. So lots of cogwheels, and I have painted them in with some tarnished brass in the center here, and some kind of a coppery and some sort of a silvery pewter something. I can't remember the names right now, but I used some metallic stains on these just to give them some pop. And then I have inked the edges up with some black ink. And when I do it like this, I can get this statement here: a friend is the nicest thing you can have and one of the best things you can be. So I just made it pretty simple. In the background I've got a postmark frame die used from Tim Holtz, also a Biggs die, and this one is a die from Cheerilyn. It's a beautiful big frame for the ticket die there. And I like using these cogwheels, and I think it was Stamp Tramp that actually gave me the idea in the first. I got the idea from her first. There's another video showing you how I have made another one with a more Inca golden shimmer to it, but in this book I just wanted to keep it simple and just make this statement say something. And my thought is that I will fill this book with more special card folds, and that's it. That's where I'm going to go with this. So this is going to be a book that I can take with me to craft events or something, if I'm going to demo things, and people could just browse through these and just start looking into things, and perhaps I could inspire them to make something similar. So I'm going to leave you now and hope to see you soon again. Bye bye.